What's up, everybody? Rod J back again. Decided to actually do a quick stream here, and this is actually the second time as I was going live here. There was some type of issue where it wasn't connecting properly, and I just went in and saw they had actually shifted the key for me to stream with. So I don't know why it changed. It's supposed to be a dedicated key to your video, but somehow it switched to a new number again. So I had to go back in and get it restarted. But nice hump day. Happy hump day to everybody out there as we are a day away from Halloween and all the kids out there starting to do a little trick or treating tomorrow. And I bet they're all looking forward to that tonight. Hopefully there's some decent weather. I know here it's supposed to actually rain most of the day. So we'll see what happens if the rain does come through. But I think the last 3 or 4 years, it's actually rained on Halloween. But, the kids get out there, they get the candy, do what they can. And so tomorrow I got to load up, actually, for when the kids come by. Got to decide what candies I'm going to pick up there because, if they don't come enough, I got to eat the remaining candy, and it's got to be candy that I actually want to enjoy. So, but it can't be too good at candy because the wife would give it out too fast. I'd be like, hey, what happened to those Reese's? I was expecting to hold some of those back. You know what I mean? Big welcome to Dad's Incredible Barbecue, Beer, and More. What is going on, my friend? What is up? Jamie White, good to see you. Nice to have you in again. Todd, yo, what up? Welcome all. So I decided to just do a little bit of a video tonight. Wasn't doing anything but watching the World Series. Got some other stuff done I need to get around the house. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll kick back, have a beer, and do a little bit of a live stream. Right now in the World Series, Houston is up 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth. So, pretty tightly contested game. And it looks like right now, the home team may end up pulling it out. They've been getting people on base more than Washington, but haven't been able to put runs up. But anyway, tonight, what I'm going to actually take a look at is from Stillwater Artisanal, and this is their Kung Pao. Kung Pao! From Stillwater. And let me get this. Todd said just get those shitty kisses in the black and orange wrappers. You got no love for the kisses? Oh, hey, what's happening, Ashley? He says, we're doing our live thing tonight, Rod. Enjoy watching the game. Yeah, I'm not really watching it too much. It's kind of got it on there, but with it being Game 7, it'll be the end of the baseball season here. Hey, Cole Outdoors. Can't talk for a second. Welcome. And yeah, make sure you guys check out some of the other channels here. Check out Dad's Incredible, who does some different things from, of course, barbecue and beer and more. And he has some different party sessions and stuff on his channel. Sexton Brewing does some of the home brewing and beer reviews. And then you also got Cole Outdoors, who's doing stuff outdoor, right? So this beer, kind of an interesting take. And like the last few Stillwater beers I've had, just kind of a unique thing they put together. So I'm going to slide over to another screen here for the Kung Pao, so you kind of get a look at what the label looks like there. And then if we beam into what the ingredients are, we've got an Imperial Stout brewed with chili powder, ginger powder, Szechuan pepper, sea salt, and peanut extract. Those are some weird ingredients. Those are not ingredients you're used to seeing all the time in a beer, or really some of them at any time in a beer. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out here. Again, I mentioned 11% ABV. They do put a date on here as well, which is awesome. And this one actually goes out, it says by July 21st to, I think it's 22. Or no, I'm sorry, July 2nd of 2021. That's how far this one goes out. They do the day and then the month and the year. So July 2nd, 21. And nice pint-sized can. Stillwater is actually, I know they're up from the Northeast. I want to say New York, possibly. Brewed in can, Stillwater Artisanal. I'm sorry, Connecticut. But they actually do have some distribution, looks like, through maybe New York area. Let's go ahead and get this baby into a glass, see what it tastes like. I had Chinese food last night. And this would have been a good one to have with Chinese food. I actually had some leftover shrimp fried rice from lunch today because they made the first batch for my wife. They made it too hot. She does not like it spicy. I ordered a 4 on mine with just the habanero peppers, and I had some beef fried rice, and it had a nice little spice kick. Well, I think the chef kind of had the easy hand and spiced up hers, and then spiced up mine and put it over hers, and hers was a little too hot. So they actually made a nice dish for her that had no spice, so she was happy then. But then they were like, "Hey, you can just take the rest home." Works for me. Extra food, I'm not going to turn it down. All right, so I've got all 16 ounces of the beer into the glass because, like many of these higher ABV Imperial Stouts, you do get a head that does dissipate rather quickly. Came out about a finger. It's already less than, almost not even there really, as it's breaking apart. With a nice tan color on the head, nice dark color on the beer. Todd, you've been here for an hour. You must go now. Not a buffet. Just sit down. Because, like I said, Chinese buffets can get rough as the Golden Corral buffets and the casino buffets. You know, people will throw elbows at those buffet lines. Ooh, smells like a nice little spice kick in there. Get a little feel of kind of that Szechuan, a little bit of a soy type feel to it. If you're thinking of like something like a soy sauce, kind of weird, but you do pick up the nice malt. I'm picking up a little bit of like a vanilla in there as well. It's got a pretty decent aroma, but you can definitely tell it might have a little bit of a heat there in the taste. Speaking of which, that's not bad. You pick up some good sweetness. I pick up a little bit of a caramel tone in there with the vanilla. As it's sitting there more, the chocolate is coming in nicely on the back end, on the aftertaste. It's got a nice richness to it. Flavors are really sitting well into the cheeks right now. I mean, they're kind of just right there. Great tones. Kind of almost a baker's chocolate type feel, a little bit of a fudge type feel. This is pretty decent. I'm going to say something. Stillwater kind of knows what they're doing. They make some crazy concoctions, but they all seem to come out pretty well from those guys. They're doing a great job on their beers. It's got a little bit of a chewy effect to it. You get a little bit of a dark fruit-like feel in the cheeks. It makes you want to really suck the cheeks in as it squeezes more of the flavor out in the mouth. Just really kind of sitting in there. Kind of made itself at home in the mouth. Kung Pao is bringing the pow for sure. Almost gives you like a chewy sensation with the beer that you just want to chew your cheeks as you're actually drinking this one. I was going to do an espresso stout tonight, but I'm like kind of a little late to be doing that. I'll be all buzzed trying to go to sleep in a little bit. But I'm glad I picked this one. This is actually one of the other ones that was actually brought to me by my employees again when I heard the risk. So nice little pick they picked up. They really surprised me because they got like all 12 different beers I've never had before, which is tough for a guy that drinks beers all the time and who's had thousands of beers to find something that hadn't had. You get a faint feel of that sea salt in there. Kind of like if you just like a sprinkling of salt on something. Not overpowered. It's just kind of there just to add a little bit of flavor on the palate. Kind of pulls it together. Just nice. Hey, big shout out, Howard Mack. Howard Matlock. I apologize. Thanks for subscribing. It disappeared real quickly on my screen. Appreciate that. And also, big shout out to Christopher Moreland, who subscribed earlier today. New York's beer reviews. Thank you for subscribing. And then we got Joanne Youngblood and Sally Manny as well. So I'm always trying to give a shout out to the last 5 that jumped on the channel, but appreciate you guys hanging in here and subscribing. I would say if you see this beer and you're a stout fan and you like a little bit of a heat type feel, not overly hot, but a nice, like Dad's probably knows what I'm talking about. Like when you're cooking, it's not to make it hot, but it gives you like a nice little heat appeal to it to kind of turn up the flavor a little bit. This is a nice one to actually check out. The chili powder's there, the Szechuan is there. The ginger doesn't really come through at all. I'm not really getting a lot of the ginger aspect, which I'll get that on some other beers. And that, like I said, a little touch of sea salt. The peanut extract, I'm not getting a lot of peanut feel coming through this one. But it all pulls together nicely. I mean, if you ever go to some of these breweries, like I've been to, there's parts of the breweries that are pretty much like a chemistry science lab. I mean, of all the stuff they're working on, the different flavors, the different ways they're putting stuff together. That's why it's always fun to take a brewery tour and see how they come up with these things. But since Todd brought up the shitty kisses with the black and the orange wrappers, which I didn't think were really all that bad, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Or better yet, when you were a kid trick or treating, what was your favorite Halloween candy to get? So we used to take ours to school and we'd have trade-in candy the next day, so you could trade away the ones you didn't want. I mean, for me, I used to like Smarties was a popular one. I always thought Smarties was a good one. They are just dry. That's all. Talking about the Hershey Kisses, yeah. Smarties were always good. I mean, if you got the individual Reese's peanut butter cup, I don't think you were giving those up. I mean, those were always gold if you had those. Little mini Snicker bars, pretty good. For a while, I wasn't the biggest fan of Twix. I would trade Twix a lot of times when we'd have the candy trading at school. Wasn't a big O. Henry fan. I would give those up with no problem. Dad says Mike and Ike. So I would give up some Mike and Ikes. I wasn't as huge into the Mike and Ikes. Of course, you would get some of the times you would get like the bubble gums, like Bubble Yum and Bubblicious. Those are usually pretty good. Snickers and Reese's cups, those were solid. Snickers and Reese cups, they brought a nice value. If you were going to give someone a Snicker, they'd give you like 2 or something, I think, to really mark it out. You know what I was late to the game on was Three Musketeers. I didn't realize how good Three Musketeers were. I never really ate them as much as a kid, and later in life I tried them and I actually liked those. Um, I was never a big fan of the big Nestle Crunches. I would give up Nestle Crunch for about anything. I just was not a fan of Nestle Crunch. The Sugar Daddies were actually pretty good. The little like um lollipop, like I don't know what you want to call it. Like pretty, it was like pretty much like a would you call like a sugar daddy? It was just like pretty much just diabetes on a stick because it was just like this taffy candy on a stick. Oh, nerds were good. I like nerds. Whatchamacallits were good as well. Yeah, definitely dug the whatchamacallits. Milky Ways. Milky Ways carried a little bit of a value too back in the day. People like those. Um, what about dots? Was anybody a fan of dots? Because dots were pretty popular to be given out on Halloween. I could take them or leave them. They didn't really bother me as much. If I had them, I was okay, but it wasn't like when I was looking for. Licorice, a lot of Twizzlers. Twizzlers would be given out around um, Halloween. Teeth pullers, aka Sugar Daddy, yeah. The little now and later, mini now and later packs and stuff people would give out. So you'd have the now and later candies. Those were good. Peppermint patties, you would get those on Halloween. Did everybody have that one house you would go to, and they would just like say take a handful, and you would just go crazy? Like it used to be like a older lady probably wanted to shut it down for the night. Oh, just take a handful of candy. You're like, all right, here we go. Yeah, now later's were solid, very solid. That was one I definitely enjoyed. Looking forward to having. You could get pretty good trade value in now later too. We did the trade day. And you had the Charms blow pops. Those are pretty popular. People like the Charms blow pops. And you had the Tootsie Rolls as well. I was never a huge Tootsie Roll person though. Just never really liked the Tootsie Roll candy as much. I'm trying to think if I missed any other ones. Lifesavers. They used to have the like little lifesaver rolls they would give out. The caramel in the plastic, the little craft caramels they would give out. Apples, yeah. Apples, popcorn balls. House getting the egg, LOL. Yeah. That did happen, yeah. It used to be when we were kids, it was like the night before I think things would happen. Not on Halloween as much, but night before stuff would be crazy. I think we called it Mischief Night was the night before Halloween. Tootsie Roll Pops are good. Yeah, I just never. I like the blow pops, but the Tootsie Roll Pops I didn't get into as much. Um, some people would give out like some of the candy necklaces, or that one they had one that was like on a ring, like a ring type candy, which was some people would get those. Actually, I watched the stream tonight of people reviewing Founders beers. I almost lost my mind. You know what the funny thing is, Ashley? I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch that one, but I got messaged about that stream that took place, and yeah, I don't watch that channel anymore. But I was told about that stream and the people that were on there, and it's well, you just know you're not alone because I looked at the rating on it, and it was like a 39% rating, so there were more people that disliked it than liked it. So actually, those fucking people supporting that shit was driving me nuts. But Ashley, you can't be surprised by that channel. That's all I'm going to say. Um, Todd said a neighbor when I was a kid would give out cans of Big K soda can. I don't think I ever had a soda given out. We would get the penny rolls. We'd always have people giving out penny rolls, like 50-cent rolls, when people used to roll their coins back in the day. Um, and then you go to the candy store, which actually wasn't bad. At first you get it, you're like pennies. But back in the day, we had like the dime or whatever candy stores. So you take a few of those rolls in and you got what you want. In a way, it was like getting a check at Christmas. You buy what you want to support, what you want to have. The scary thing was I was the only one speaking of out fuck founders. Yeah, well, see, Ashley, you're going to draw me into something I don't want to say. You're going to try to draw me in, but in the circle they roll in, I think a lot of them are that way. So, they'll drink beer no matter what. Like I said, like I told someone, I mean, no, you're good. You're good, Ashley. I mean, we did the show. Well, I didn't know, and I didn't do a show. I did a stream a couple nights ago, and Billy brought up some stuff too about that person wanted me going there to like talk about the founders thing with them or debate them, and I'm like, there's no worse of me going on to it, because everybody that follows that show is going to think one way anyway, and it's kind of like a couple of the people on there were kind of surprising, but people were doing what they do. We went to Chinese dinner last night, like I mentioned. And one of the beers they had on there was a Founders. And I told the guy, like, we don't do Founders, and showed him what was going on. And he was surprised because he didn't know. He said he was one of the waiters or whatever like that and everything. And I knew the owner. I said, yeah, tell your owner when he's back, this is what's happening. And there are some now bars that are pulling it. And they're putting their money towards groups. If they're selling it, they're taking the money and giving the profits away. Some are drain pouring it or just giving it away to people. So... But there's in America, you have the choice to do what you want to do. That's all I can say, and there's enough stuff out there that makes you question anybody that kind of does that. So was the chocolate Yingling tasty? Yeah, it was good. I think I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. It was pretty decent for me. And going in, I knew it was going to be this way. It was just the thinness of it, Todd. It was thinner than I like, but it's only 4.7 ABV. But the Hershey's chocolate came through very nice in the beer. They did a good job with it. So I don't think it's anywhere being bottled or canned. So you have to get on draft anywhere you see it. So you may have to go to a bar, or if you go to a place like I got it at Jungle Gyms, places that sell crowlers or howlers or whatever they may be, where you can buy it off a draft. You can probably get it there. So we get it in Kentucky's, and I think you get it in Indiana, I believe now. But if you pop over to Louisville, you'll probably find it somewhere there too, that you can actually pick it up as well. Hey, what's happening, Billy? Cheers. Happy Halloween, brother. Yeah, tomorrow night we'll be having a Halloween beer flow show. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you're back in and you're not out there with the kids doing stuff, we'll be doing that tomorrow night. I may have a beer or I may just eat all the vodka gummy worms. We'll see how it goes. All the vodka I put into the gummy worms, I kind of thought it was going to sit in the vodka and then the gummy worms I would pull them out tomorrow. But the gummy worms have absorbed all the vodka pretty much. So all the vodka is in the worms now. There's nothing to really pour into anything. So it'll be pretty interesting. Ashley is drinking a chocolate and orange Civic Farmhouse Ale from Scola Brewery. Total trash. No chocolate and no orange. Oh, you gotta light them up. You gotta light them up. Did they swell? Yeah, they did swell. They swollen up and kind of got a little bit fatter there. So yeah, they're all holding the vodka. Mister didn't tell me it was going to absorb all the vodka, so I was thinking you put them in there and you take them out. And I guess you pour the vodka in the glass, whatever's left over. But there's no leftover. All right, Ashley, back to the stream. Cheers, brother. Ashley's going back and forth. He's actually over on the other stream right now on Maxwell Star's channel. That they do a thing over there too. But yeah, I just wanted to get up there and throw something up tonight. And again, for those of you that just came in, what I'm looking at or I'm drinking is the Kung Pao 11% ABV from Stillwater out of Connecticut. A great little stout that uses chili powder, ginger powder, Szechuan pepper, sea salt, and peanut extract. So kind of a weird mix, but it comes together and brings a little bit of heat. A comment to everyone that's basically raging over what someone else does. You're letting someone else control you. Fact, don't worry, be happy. Bobby McFerrin. Billy with the Bobby McFerrin quote. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah, people are going to do what people are going to do, so I don't even worry about it. So it's just at a point, and Billy would agree, you get to a point in your life you realize you can only control the space around you, and that's what it becomes about and stuff. So as far as me, I'm good. I'm in a happy place. I'm good to roll. Got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening. So we got some more stuff happening on the channel upcoming, which reminds me. So this Saturday, if you haven't seen on the channel, we'll be added to the BeerTuber Spotlight series. So I'll be bringing on Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews from over in the UK. We're going to actually do a BeerTuber Spotlight, and we're going to actually do it over at least one of the beers will be a Golden Drac Brewmaster's Reserve, because we both have that one. And you guys will find out a little bit more about Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews, who really should be over 1,000. He's at like 973, so hopefully you guys can show up. But if you're not subscribed to him, check him out, and we can get him over 1,000, because he's a great beer reviewer, does a great job, always brings a great personality and attitude, and just a good guy. I think you'll enjoy there. And then I'm trying to get more of that. I'd like to try to do a BeerTuber Spotlight every week if possible. It's just getting it all into the time zone and matching up schedules and all that stuff. So something to look forward to there on Saturday. And Billy says control is an illusion. You can only be in control of your emotions. Stress kills, strokes, heart attacks, etc. Yeah, stress does add up. And I always have a pretty good blood pressure, and people are like, "Why you got good blood pressure?" It's like, because I don't worry about other people. I do what I do, and that's it. You learn at a point, you're just like, I can't change any of that, so why get all stressed out about it? If it's something like that I can't change. Now, if there's something I can get involved in and change, that's a different story. But a lot of things that people get themselves worked up about, they really can't do anything about. So why put yourself in that situation? end up putting yourself in the hospital, and then your family's all worried about you and stuff. So do what you can and control what you can. And drink what you can. I'm drinking this one. And as it sits here more now, almost slid off the table. It's starting to crescendo over, or it's got that stout feel, but it's almost picking up a little bit of a slight trait of like something toward like a barley wine there. As you're getting more of the warmth into this one, I'm getting more of kind of that dark fruit opening up, a little more of a licorice type feel. It's kind of interesting. This one is kind of the one you want to sit there and really enjoy. I don't know what the price is on this one. If I had to guess for the Stillwater Kung Pao, I'd probably put it around four something maybe for this one here. Definitely worth it though. Definitely something nice to experiment with. But speaking about the Halloween candy, the one candy I did not like, never liked, as Chris Tucker would say, never, ever, 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 was the candy corn. I was never a fan of candy corn. Don't know why you needed the candy corn. Had no wanting of it. Somebody gave me bad candy corn. That was one of the first things I would trade away when we do the trade day after Halloween. What up, Alex? Cheers, brother. Alex the Beer Master, another fun channel. And I forgot to mention Billy's channel. Make sure you check out Backwoods Billy. Wine, spirits, beer, all kinds of stuff Billy does. Check out Alex. Alex is up and running with his channel doing beer reviews and live streams. And tomorrow he'll be doing, no, not tomorrow, Friday, he does Food Fridays. So they all get together and talk about different foods and experiment with stuff. Last week they did chicken wings. So another good channel to check out there. And of course, he's out of the great state of New Jersey, where I am out of as well. So always got the Jersey love for another Jersey boy. Right now, Houston is up 2-0, bottom of the sixth. I think Houston's going to pull this one out tonight. They just been all over the Nationals. It's got a real nice smoothness to the beer as well with this one. Really sits nicely on the lips. So really enjoying it there. That's a good one. As for the gummy bears, my grandparents used to make Christmas fruit cakes. They not only put whiskey, bourbon, dark rum on the cake and the cakes, but a shot glass each night. It's pretty good. I never really got into the fruit cakes, which is funny though, because I had a beer the other night that kind of reminded me of fruit cake, and it was a good beer. I just never got into fruit cake. So, Alex, I am drinking from Stillwater out of Connecticut. It is the Kung Pao. You know what? Let me switch it to this camera because that one kind of has a glare I didn't realize. So we'll switch the shot up to here where you can see it a little bit better. The Kung Pao. Stillwater doing some great beers. Big shout out to Stillwater. So yeah, if you happen to see it and you like a little bit of a spice kick, I definitely say pick it up. Hey, what's happening, Michelle? What's back from Disney? Good time in Disney, I hope. Hope you had a blast. I haven't seen your pictures yet. I heard you put pictures up from your Disney trip, so I'll have to try to check those out. Billy continued, a shot glass in the containers for a few weeks each night. The cake absorbed the alcohol. They went for a few weeks. One slicing, you were buzzed. That definitely works. Yeah, the Disney. I'm sorry, Disney cruise. So did you put pictures up on your Facebook, or did you put them up on your channel? Did you do a video from your trip? Disney's making some big money. I keep seeing stuff on their Disney streaming service and the shows they're adding to the lineup there. At some point, why even have cable anymore? Because everybody's going to have a streaming service to get a lot of their stuff, it seems. I feel like cable's going to be gone in a certain amount of years. You just got home from work, just back now. Time to relax and unwind. Was Mickey Mouse as nice in person as he's in cartoons? Right, no need for cable or satellite at a point. Yeah, Disney Plus, right. Yeah, they're showing all the different things being added for that streaming service. Um, they're gonna be up there. Netflix is of course up there. You got Hulu. There's another one that was coming from someone else that I saw. So you got all these things. You got Amazon. You got so many different streaming services. It's almost like, are you going to really need cable? Because you can get like HBO by itself now, and you probably can with Showtime and them too, I would think. But the whole bad thing that was with cable or satellite is you had to buy channels you wouldn't actually watch. Like Todd, yeah, they use Hulu Live for the cable shows. It's like you can get the shows you want if you get one of these streaming services, probably save you some more bucks. So TVs are coming preset with different feeds, yeah. And they've got the they got the Hulu TV. If you go to Best Buy, there's like a TV already programmed for Hulu, and they're gonna have a program for Disney and stuff like, getting things all taken care of. So just a whole interesting thing. But these are the times we're in. Good old technology. So Billy and his wife do Hulu and Netflix. So we have Netflix and we have Amazon. Occasionally my wife will get Hulu just like when, something comes out that she really wants to see for a series, and then she usually gets rid of it. I think it's like I think Hulu has the bridesmaid, the Handmaid Tale. She usually watches that on there. But usually I'll watch Netflix here and there. Amazon I'll watch a little bit, not really watch as much. But even YouTube has their premium channel. You can get stuff on YouTube as well. Um, but yeah, we still have like cable with our we have it through like Spectrum, so cable and our internet are together, and they give you a discount for having both or whatever. So, which even then, if you got the internet, you've got so many channels on there already. Like you have the FX on there, you have AMC on there. Whatever channels they're putting their shows on. You like ABC, NBC. You can go on the internet and just watch the channels on their network websites. So at this point, we're probably just throwing more money away than we need to. Let's say la vie. Cables needed for internet. We have a house phone that Magic Dad costs $89 for 5 years. Yeah, we got rid of our landline. We just have our cell phones. And actually, because I get to work from the house here, I have a work phone that does have actually a hardwired line in case I ever need to use it. So I heard some people had issues with Magic Jack though, so it might depend on where you're at, how good it may work. But I know people that like their Magic Jack. It seems like you do, Billy. So anywhere in the world, no charge, including 911. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if those people were saying it because of reception in certain areas or whatever like that and everything. I just remember seeing some things where people didn't like Magic Jack as much, but it seems like it does what it's supposed to do. So I think our trick or treat tomorrow is. I think they have the kids here going like 6 to 8, maybe, or 5 to 7. I'm not sure what time the kids actually go tomorrow when they start here. And I heard a new thing, which was like, I don't know why, but around here there's schools that are now giving off school the day after Halloween. I don't know what that's all about. Like the kids that are walking around and get candy and they're too tired to go to school the next day. I'm like, why are they off the day after Halloween? Plus, that's your prime day. It's like IPAs, the freshness. You got to be there the next day to actually trade the candy. You don't want no candy the following week after it's got a little bit of staleness on it. Oh, you're doing. Alex said he's doing sushi on Friday. He asked if I was going to join for the sushi live stream. You know, our Kroger here next to our house, we actually have a sushi chef there. So maybe I'll pick up a tray. I'll see. The problem I only have, like, you usually go like at 8 o'clock, and we usually eat around 6 or 7. So sometimes I may not be hungry yet. Like last week, I just didn't make the chicken wings like I was going to do. But I may pick up a tray and then join you at 8 o'clock. I might grab one of the rolls there. I'll let you know. Sugar high, right? Well, that's the problem. Many kids can't go to sleep, so they're dragging on Friday. So maybe give them a day off because of that. So Todd said yours is 6 to 8 as well. Okay, yeah, I think ours is 6 to 8. Some of the parents in our subdivision just sit outside and give the kids the candy when they walk up in the driveway or whatever while they're drinking a beer too. So I know some of the parents, they give the other parents beer as they walk around with the kids because they're kind of like on patrol. So our subdivision where I'm at, we actually have kids come in from outside other areas, which, like, when I was a kid and we would go walking in other subdivisions and stuff when we trick or treated, but it's like they get driven to our subdivision to actually trick or treat, which we didn't do that. I mean, you were out there, you were walking how far you could walk. Parents weren't driving you around, but now parents drive kids to different subdivisions. I will go to the nudity bar to get my sushi, wild wings, wild turkey, wild women, wild times. There you go, Billy. And Alex says awesome. So yeah, I'll let you know if I end up getting that for sure. How many people do you have coming onto the sushi one already? Neighbors give me beer when my daughter still went. Yeah, so that's a nice thing to do. A nice little community thing, passing out the beers. Because the other parents are like, well, if you're going to walk, I don't have to walk. So here, have a beer while you're doing it. Makes sense to me. But this one right here, when I put it on Untapped, this will be a 4.25 out of me. I mean, I really dig this one here. You can really sit back and relax. Has a great duration over the period of time. You're not having to race through it. As it warms, it just gets so much better. Yeah, Kung Pao. All right, Todd, I'll see you tomorrow as well. Thanks, brother, for swinging by. Yeah, it's like 10:23 right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get it wound down. Thanks for everybody that came by to check out the video. I'll go back and re-edit it featuring the Kung Pao from Stillwater, and not re-edit the video, but redo the title and subscription. Description. I mean, 11% is getting to me a little bit. When you're live, things happen. Billy said we had that in Annapolis. We lived in a good area. They used to bust them in. Now in the country, no trick-or-treaters. 400 feet walk up East Drive, plus about 500 to 2,000 between houses. Yeah, you got them country miles there. Like, the kids ain't going to be walking like that. They're going back into the city, I'm sure. Trick-or-treat probably. Yeah, they're looking at the math of having to go that far and what the worst may be of them doing it. They're like, no, let's do something different. Well, Washington just got a home run, so now it is 2-1 in the series, the top of the 7th. And the guy that hit the home run tonight is the one that hit the home run last night, it looks like. So, but thanks for everybody that swung by. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it down here. As I always say, as I add in here, if you haven't been to the website, you can check out the website, rajbeerventures.com. Not only does it have some of the videos, but it also has some of the other links and some of the news articles and things that I write there as well, too. So feel free to check that out. And hopefully everybody has a safe, fun day tomorrow and evening with the trick-or-treaters. Come on back around at 9:15. We'll have the Beer Flow show going. I'll let you know how the vodka gummy worms have turned out, and we'll have some good conversation. Look forward to catching you guys all tomorrow. Have a great night, and cheers, everybody.